Hi everyone, welcome back to Jordan White Builds. So what we're going to show you today is insulating and installing an internal air barrier at WHC Global. So these are two super important principles of especially passive house construction. We want a really good insulation barrier and air tightness. And why do we do both of these? So I guess insulation is something that is standard obviously nowadays on every home. And done in various ways, some better than others. Essentially, the performance of insulation is measured in R value, with higher R value having higher insulating properties. So I guess a standard home that we do these days generally has like an R2 or 2.5 bat in external walls, and somewhere between a 4 and a 6 in the ceilings. Here we are actually putting in an R4 bat into the external walls and R6s into the ceiling. So trying to make it essentially put a big warm blanket around the home so it keeps its internal temperature. So the heating, cooling isn't doing quite as much. The second aspect is the air barrier. So this is something that is in general construction but isn't done very well. So generally the only, air tightness we have is with an external membrane, which generally in code built homes, especially where we are, isn't done very well. So they'll have maybe an external wrap, sometimes a roof wrap, but taping generally isn't very good. There's no continuous join between the wall and the ceiling, and that just allows air to get out. So I guess you can imagine, to put it into terms, building code allows 10 air changes an hour. So this is the volume of air in the room is allowed to escape 10 times every hour, which is quite confronting when you think about it. Whereas passive house construction, that level is 0.6. So it's about 16 times better. So you can imagine how much less heater or cooler's got to replace that air, because it's going to hold its temperature so much better. So what we're doing here is we've obviously got the external barrier, which you can see behind me, which also does weatherproofing, but we're multiplying this by doing an internal air barrier. So this is a secondary barrier, get it super airtight. It's a continuous wrap along the ceiling, walls, and then we'll batten out in front of it to protect it. So this isn't something we've done before. It's probably, definitely not a standard feature in construction. It's more, directed to passive house, because it is, quite labor intensive, which I'm sure we'll find out soon. But it's going to optimize the performance of the building, make it perform a lot better, a lot less leakage with air, which is really good. So the other thing with air tightness is, a lot of people think, it's air tightness, how am I going to breathe in there? So this is something that we'll incorporate with mechanical ventilation, which will be done later, not in this video, but that's where we've got essentially, a mechanical service that continually circulates air inside. So essentially an extract, an intake in each room, filtering the air, making sure there's fresh air for everyone, including, taking out the CO2, pollutants in the air. So making it a lot healthier for everyone in the home. So this is super pumped for this. We haven't done internal air barrier before, so I'm sure I'll make a few mistakes along the way and I'll learn as much as everyone else here does. Hope you enjoy it. At the start we're ready for insulation, so I'll swing the camera around, show you that, and hope you enjoy it.
Alright, so this is what we're up to. So now we're going to put all the insulation bats in between all the studs, fill in all the gaps so it's all nice and warm. So for now we're just going to do all the walls, so we can do the internal air barrier. For the ceiling, it's pretty good because we'll put the air barrier on the underside, so we'll be able to do all that from above, which will make it a lot easier. So this is what a bag of insulation looks like. It's all compressed together pretty tight. We're using R4 insulation. So we'll cut that open and start putting the hole. So all the insulation is in. There's a hole there, which I'll show you in a second why that is. So fill in all the gaps everywhere. yeah, so all ready for the next stage. It's obviously, we cut it in nice and tight, so yeah, you don't get any gaps or bulges and all fits nice. And I'll show you over here. This is the difference with the insulation that we've used. So the one on the left, that's the R4. So we've used that in all the external walls where we've used the 140 thick framing. So that's why we've done that. And this is an R2.5. So that's only 90mm thick. I've used this over here on the internal wall. So you can see the difference there. Obviously, that is going to be a lot more insulating. The R4, because it's about twice the thickness. So that's the benefit of using that wider wall. So we get more insulation in. So now that's all done, we start putting the air barrier on, which is pretty cool. Not something we've done before on one of our jobs. So let's see if we can work out how to do it. Alright, the first bit's done. So what we're using here is Pro Climber Intello. So it's a smart internal air membrane. So we've put the bottom layer on all to a chalk line, so it's all nice and straight. I'll show you around this side where we haven't taped. So what we've done here at the bottom, just leave a little flap. So we've got something to tape that to the concrete to make it fully airtight. Obviously want to get it nice and tight as we can, so we've just stapled the top with pins, with staples, and then do the bottom. We haven't done any in the middle, because obviously every hole we put with the staples is a chance for air to get out. So that'll hold itself with battens that we'll do later. And around here I'll show what it looks like we've taped. So you can see we've done a nice tape joint at the bottom with the Tescon Varna, another Pro Climber tape, to make it all fully sealed. So you can see there, that's nice and flat. There's no air holes, air bubbles. So that should be nice and airtight. So we've done that right along there. Then up here at the join behind the internal wall, we had that flap that we put on earlier, and we've taped that up as well to seal it. So yeah, now we can keep doing the rest, get it all done, and do all the taping. Okay, so we've progressed to about 50% of the taping is done. So you can see it's all the joins are all nicely done. The ceiling down there, all the way, and right down the wall, including the membrane to the floor. So we want to make sure this is super tight, no air can get down. So you can see there, that's really tight there. We go over it with a little press fix tool, which is this one. Make sure it all goes down nice and tight. And you can see we've even gone over all the staples, get all those, because every staple is a risk of air leaking out. So we want to try and get this as tight as we possibly can. So haven't quite finished that in yet, but we're going to start putting some battens up now, because I've actually got a trade coming tomorrow, so I'll need to get them up so they can do their work, which will be limited to this wall tomorrow. So typical me, overestimated my own abilities, but really good to get all that taped up, and we'll start screwing some battens on, ready for the next stage. Okay, we are back. we've progressed a lot now. So this week we've completed all the battens, and we've also had the electricians and HVAC guys here to run all our wires. So you can see here, yeah, obviously we've got the air barrier, so we need to be mindful of that with running all the wires. So that's why we've created a little cavity up there for them to run the wires along, so we don't have to have as many holes through that. And then anywhere where there is a hole, we've done a really good job to seal all them up. So there's some grommets that Pro Climate supply to get a really good seal on them. There's another one down there, just so yeah, no air can ever escape, and it's as airtight as possible. And you can see now why we put those battens on. So those wires are yeah, sitting in behind, between the plasterboard and the air barrier in that nice little cavity. Moving around the room, you can see that's where a window will be now. Got all those battens on. Yeah, ready for essentially plaster. And then yeah, same on the ceiling. All the battens are done. So yeah, a little service cavity for the wires, and then yeah, plasterboard will direct stick to the tin battens. Other things we do, just thinking forward. So here there's going to be a couple of pendant lights. So I've just put some timber in there, so we've got something solid to screw to, so they're never going to come down. And then the same down here, so we're actually running a track light all the way along here. Again, just put some timber there, so we've got a yeah, nice solid fixing. Again, there's going to be no screws going through our air barrier or things like that. So yeah, that's essentially what it looks like, installing an air barrier and battens ready for plaster. Obviously that's the internal wall that we haven't done. And yeah, so hope you've enjoyed this. Yeah, when we're back next time, we'll be yeah, at another stage. So make sure you let us know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one.